Okay, guys. Well, thank you for joining the show. Thank you for joining another beautiful edition of the show. We are broadcasting live from the TWF studios, heading into the No Mercy pay-per-view weekend after enjoying a slew of shows and a previous pay-per-view over the weekend. So, guys, you are listening to the best show right now. You are listening to the show right now. You are listening to the Wrestling Fans Podcast. I am your host, BangEmSouth, Jason Fastkade, and I am joined by my friend and my illustrious co-host, the best in the world today. Do you understand what I'm telling you? And if you're not understanding, you're a stupid idiot. Period. That's just what it is.
You're going to get it.
And you're going to get it because I am on this show. I wouldn't even have this show. I would not even be doing this show if it were not for the man, Trent Williams. So Trent, we got a lot to get to. Like a lot to get to. This week, things went down, man. We had great shows, yes, but there was so much news and there were so many different notes and things to look forward to. So, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do it, man. We got to get into probably one of the biggest moments of this week, and that happened while we were watching Raw. So, let's get into Raw, man. Run down the biggest moments from Raw for us, Trent.
So I guess the biggest thing would be the win from Sasha winning the women's title. That was the main event of Raw, the first time the women have main evented since 2004.
Which I was actually at that show. It was in Greenville, South Carolina. It was awesome. It may have been in Charlotte, but I was there. I saw it. I will never forget that night. Yes, it was momentous because they main evented, Lita and Trish main evented. But I just remember it was a match. It had Chris Benoit in it, and he got busted open, and he was a crimson mask. It was like he was painted red. So I will never forget that night, and I was there for the first time that the Divas at that time main evented Raw.
Yep. It was a really good match. Obviously, I think the highlight of the match was Charlotte busting out the corkscrew moonsault when I thought she was just going up to do the normal regular moonsault she does, and she comes off with that, and it actually had me jumping out of my seat.
Yeah, I don't think anyone expected that, man. That was an amazing spot. Just she's already tall, but she's athletic, and who would have guessed that a corkscrew moonsault would be? Yeah, that stunned me, man. Seriously.
And from what it's looking like, from what I'm reading, we might be getting the first ever women's Hell in a Cell match.
That would be blockbuster. But it's about time, man. It's about time that they do something that's comparable to what the guys do, to be taken seriously.
Yep.
Here's the thing, though, man. I like this match probably more than I did the first match where Sasha won. I mean, even though Sasha won this time.
Yeah.
The first time Sasha was on the attack, this time Charlotte was on the attack, which was, it was cool. It was a nice change in the dynamic. And then Sasha pulls out the win. Even though basically they had the same finish, you'll never be as great as me or whatever, and then boom, she wins.
Yeah.
It was still a good match. Sasha Banks broke the weave meter.
Yeah.
She will be fined. We'll take care of that offline. We want her to enjoy her week. In addition to Sasha breaking the weave meter, Sasha is apparently bald.
Yeah.
At one point, Charlotte pulled on her weave too tight or too hard, and I have more hair than Sasha Banks. So that's something that we need to work on, Sasha. But glad she's champion, man, and glad that it held the main event spot. And I'm glad that it was the last match and not something that was kind of thrown together, where guys were kicked out of the arena and they didn't, It was hyped as the main event, and, it showed and proved.
Yeah, and the only question I have is, why is it that both Sasha's title wins had to happen on Raw instead of a pay-per-view?
Great question, Trent, and we're going to get into that later. Dude, we are definitely going to dive into that. Raw is having amazing shows and then lackluster shows. So, listen, guys, we got a lot to get to, but we're definitely going to get into that subject a little bit later. So, listen, Trent, I just don't understand why they keep having these title changes, but hey, they're happening and they may continue to happen. So.
Yeah. And let's see. Also on Raw, we had the Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens segment with the New Day and Rollins thing. Jericho faced the New Day and lost because they were distracted by Rollins.
Yeah, this was a better promo segment than the match.
Yeah.
The thing about this is, I called it last week. You know, we're getting too many comedic tag teams, and what do you know? They were a tag team.
Yep.
I like the strife, the inner turmoil that may happen with Jericho, but at the same time, man, we got a tag team. Dude, here's the thing that I didn't like, and I'll be honest, Trent, I thought it was going to happen if Rock came back. Xavier Woods broke the fat guy code. I thought they were going to take Kevin Owens seriously as a fighter. And like I said, I was expecting Rock to be the one that broke the, hey, you're fat.
Yeah.
But looks like they've already broken that. So, guys, be prepared for Kevin Owens to be called fat for the rest of the year heading into WrestleMania.
Yep.
Yeah. But, I mean, it was a good match. Better promo.
We also had Rusev versus Roman Reigns confirmed for Hell in a Cell in a Hell in a Cell match. Rusev attacked Roman, and then Roman attacked Rusev.
Trent, do you think the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view is going to be like TNA used to do, where everything was in a cage?
Nah, I think we're looking at maybe 3 matches in the cell.
Okay. Your title matches excluding the tag?
Yeah.
Okay. That the thing about that is, I'm guessing they're just going to always, or just in the show with those 3 matches, so the cage stays down. Because I think it would kind of be silly for it to go up and come back down, up and come back down.
Well, that's usually what they do. It does like come up and go down.
If anybody has tickets to Hell in a Cell, definitely email the show. Tell us, what they were doing. I'm pretty sure on social media you'll see people with pictures of the cage. But I was just thinking that, man. I didn't know if they were going to have all of the matches in a cage. But
yeah, and I think it was like 2009 or 2010 when they had CM Punk versus The Undertaker, and it was actually, I think, like the first match on the show.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, listen, they're getting really, really good with updating the ring and changing the carpet. This week they changed the ropes several times for the cruiserweight thing, for the breast cancer spot, for a lot of stuff. So yeah, maybe they'll show a video while the cage is being lowered and being raised again.
Yeah, which it really don't take that long for it to raise and fall like it used to. They can get it down there pretty quick. We had Braun Strowman in another squash match.
There we go. The Hulu excuse. These are the best moments of Raw that I always miss. So what happened with Braun Strowman?
Well, he just beat another jobber, and then after the match, he got I forgot who it was. One of the announcers interviewed him, and he said he wanted better competition. So
shocker.
Yeah. So it looks like we might be getting our first actual legitimate Braun Strowman feud coming up. Sami Zayn won a match against Titus O'Neil. Poor Sami Zayn is once again directionless. They have nothing for him. And they had a thing where Titus was like talking about this new gimmick, like it's the Titus brand or something like that. It didn't really make any sense. And especially didn't make no sense because as soon as they debut it, he loses the first match in the new gimmick.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I saw something about him holding a press conference.
Yeah.
I kind of like that segment. I'm guessing he lost, and then immediately after he went to the press conference like he was a football player or something, like he was LeBron James or Odell Beckham Jr. Maybe they can go with that. Maybe they can run with that. But we'll see, man. Something to get Titus, your dude, your guy. Something to get him noticed.
Yeah. We have the Cesaro and Sheamus odd pairing that don't like each other, and I'm pretty much already sick of it. They come to the arena and they fighting about Cesaro was driving or something, and he got him lost, and then he blamed it on Sheamus because Sheamus is the one that set the GPS. Then later in the back, they're arguing about something about Sheamus was picking his nose or something, and Sheamus was like, I wasn't picking my nose, it was my nose ring, I was trying to fix it. I'm like, oh, come on, really? I'm already tired of this.
Well, here's the thing, man. Hulu excuse wasn't on Hulu.
Yeah.
It was not on Hulu. Sheamus and Cesaro had spots on Raw in their best of 7. They kept them relevant, man.
Yeah.
And now they're not relevant anymore. Even though I'm guessing they have a date with New Day, maybe at the pay-per-view, at the next pay-per-view, or maybe somewhere down the line. They're just not important, man. After having a lot of buzz, a lot of steam, probably one of the best matches of the night at the previous pay-per-view, you're back on the short list. So
yeah. We also got Kendrick versus TJ Perkins, and somewhere they decided to make it a non-title match when last week they were hyping it as a title match. So Kendrick wins the match, and I'm thinking, oh, he's the new cruiserweight champion, and turn to find out that it was made a non-title match.
okay, so here's the thing, Trent. If you're watching Raw, everyone knows, every one of the listeners for the Wrestling Fans podcast knows that you watch all 3 hours of Raw.
Yeah.
And rarely are you wrong. You have said the exact same thing that millions and millions of people have barked about on Twitter, social media, and our email and Twitter account. Everyone thought that this was a title match. So much so that when Brian Kendrick won, everyone felt bad. Like, what? Wait, what? He's lost it. TJP's lost already?
Yeah.
And then he wins, and they say it's a non-title match. I don't know what happened, but that was a botch.
Yeah.
To this day, listen, we're doing this show on a Thursday. I thought we had 2 title changes this Monday night on Raw. So you're not the only one, my friend.
Yeah. And also in cruiserweight action, we had Tony Nese defeating Rich Swann. So it looks like Tony Nese is going to be a part of this cruiserweight division for good now.
All right, cool.
And finally, for Raw, we had a promo teasing the return of Emma, except now she is changing her name to Emmalina.
What?
Yeah. I mean, it looks like they're completely... The video was her, like, in, like, a photo shoot, like a bikini swimsuit photo shoot. And I'm like, why are they changing her? She was so good at what she was doing before she left.
Wait, Trent. So you're telling me they had Emma in a bikini, in a photo shoot, flaunting her body in a bikini?
Yeah.
And you were disappointed?
Oh, I wasn't disappointed in the video. I was disappointed that they were changing her from what she was. Her gimmick seems like it's going to be different.
Do you think she'll still be a badass, but just more of a sexy one?
I guess. I have no idea. Well, I mean, I don't get the point of changing her name to Emmalina.
Yeah, I don't get that either. Emma just needs to come back, punch people in the face, Stinger splash them on the bottom rope, and we're good.
Yeah.
And if she comes out in a sexy bikini, I don't want to hear any complaints from the other guy on the show.
Oh, I won't.
Welcome to the show, my friend.
Although I am a little disappointed she wasn't drafted to SmackDown, because then I would have all 4 of my girls on SmackDown.
Welcome to the show. Yeah, man. Emma, as soon as Emma comes back, she's definitely gonna wreck shop. Maybe they'll pair her with Dana. Maybe they won't, but we'll have somebody else in this Raw Women's division.
Yeah, and we need it right now. And
Yeah,
I actually seen where Nia Jax posted on Twitter. She's like, so this women's championship only revolved around 3 women. Like they're forgetting about her.
Yeah, man. I mean, let's be honest. It was only 3 chicks, maybe 4, but yeah, it was only 3 chicks, man. The women's division was pretty small in comparison to Raw having a 3-hour show, and the way that they incorporate pretty much all 6 chicks on SmackDown, you know, it makes you feel for Raw. It makes you feel for them real bad.
Yeah, and I will say this week on Raw, I wasn't paying attention quite as much as I usually do because I was watching Big Brother on my phone. So I was kind of multitasking. So that's why I was a little bit, had to try to remember what was going on.
But you didn't forget that Emma was in a bikini, correct?
No, I didn't forget that part.
All right, nicely done. Okay, so what's next, man?
What we're gonna do? NXT next?
Yeah, let's go to NXT. I like NXT this week. Even though we know what's gonna happen until the year 2018, I like NXT. It was a pretty good show. We got more of the Dusty Rhodes Classic. We got Rude and Ty Dillinger. We got the Authors of Pain. We got the Bollywood Boys. I mean, it was a pretty good show. We got Poison Ivy.
Yep.
And what's the other chick?
Billy Kay.
I always mess that up. We got them. This Dania Kamela chick.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So I mean, we got her. We got Joe ruining whoever the heck this Dan Matha was. Who is Dan Matha, Trent?
I have no clue.
Okay,
so he's a former NFL player or something?
I don't know. Like, whether he was a former NFL player, I thought I don't know, maybe came from Germany, won a bunch of championships in Germany. I don't know, was the Russian featherweight champion of the world. I don't know, shot Osama bin Laden. I don't know. But Joe just dominated him, man. And for all the hype that they gave this guy, for Joe to just destroy him real quick. Yeah. Yeah, it was just waste of time.
Yeah. But it looks like the majority of the next month or so is going to be took up by the Dusty Classic, and the brackets were released this past week. So I figure we'd fill out our brackets and see how good we do, like we did for the Cruiserweight Classic.
Let's do it, man. I'm all for it.
All right, so, we already know that the Authors of Pain and the Revival, they already moved on as they won their matches this week. So we have the first match is TM61 versus Tino Sabatelli and Riddick Moss. Riddick Moss I seen actually when I went to the house show in Columbia. He's all right, nothing special. Tino Sabatelli, he was featured on Breaking Ground.
Yeah.
But I think TM61 is going to get the win here.
Definitely agree.
All right. So the next match we have Team Aries, which will be Austin Aries, and a mystery partner against Nico Vujovic and Tucker Knight. Well, I don't know who the second two are, so I'm going with Team Aries.
And have you heard the rumors about who the mystery partner is?
Roderick Strong.
Yeah. So it kind of gives credence to what I said when he had his match here in Charlotte. There wasn't a lot of fanfare when he left, and maybe this is maybe that was a good thing, so he could just kind of float along to NXT and surprise everyone. So okay,
I'm excited to see those two back together because they were tag team champions in Ring of Honor.
Yeah, I heard about that, man. So I think this will help Aries too, man. Yes, he's a heel, but he just never got his proper due. So making them a tag team, I think will bode well.
Yep. All right, in our next match, we have Hideo Itami and Kota Ibushi against Lince Dorado and Mustafa Ali. Itami and Ibushi.
Yeah, but I think this will be a awesome match. Yeah. I think this will be a high-flying match. I think it'll just be an awesome match. So, yeah, man, Hideo and Ibushi.
All right. Then we got the team of Gloriously Perfect, or Perfectly Glorious, Ty Dillinger and Bobby Roode, taking on Sanity. Now, I think that is going to be Alexander Wolf and Sawyer Fulton. It's a new stable with them and Eric Young and Nikki Storm.
Okay.
Or Nikki Glencross, as they call her.
Okay. And like I said, we already know what's happening for the next month or two. So.
Yeah. So, spoiler alert: Sanity wins. Don't
they? There you go.
Yeah. All right. So we have the Authors of Pain there already making it. All right. We have No Way Jose and Rich Swann against Tony Nese and Drew Gulak.
Wow. No Way Jose. I haven't done that in a long time.
Yeah, I know.
Who you got, Trent?
I'm guessing we'd have to go with No Way Jose and Swann.
Okay. And I do like how Rich Swann just gets to goes back and forth along with Tony Nese. They
and
Cedric NXT. Yeah, and Cedric. They just show up whenever they want to.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. No Way Jose. What? These have to be the dancing. Wow. Listen.
Yeah.
Listen, man. These are the dancing fools. Jeez. Wow.
All right. So the next match is Gargano and Ciampa, Team DIY, against Ben Wong and Ho Ho Loon.
And Snuggles has made her first appearance on the show, correct?
He has.
Nice. DIY is not going to lose for a long time, correct?
Right.
And I can't call a man Ho Ho.
Yes, the Godfather's favorite wrestler has returned.
All right, man. So are we in the second round?
Second round.
All right.
Which would be the quarterfinals. We got TM61 against Team Aries. I could see either one winning.
Okay, so here's the thing. Last year, we had Joe and
Balor
win it. And there was always that whole, strife about is one going to turn on the other?
Right.
Do you think we're going to get a big tag team match out of this? Or do you think we're going to get one friend turning on another in the finals?
I think we'll get a tag team.
Okay, so the way it's set up now, we could get the Revival up against maybe TM61 or Team Aries, and maybe they could do something like that and the titles.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just trying to predict where they're going to go with this outside of getting another trophy and a picture with Cody Rhodes and Goldust.
Well, it won't be Cody Rhodes no more.
Yeah. Wow. The Dustin Reynolds Classic. All right.
Yep.
Maybe the trophy's going to be painted gold, and R-Truth will come out and do a rap song.
Right.
All right. So I got Team Aries.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah. Sorry, TM61.
Yeah.
I was hyped for them though, but
They've been a little bit of a letdown.
yeah, and things take time, so maybe they'll pick it up. But I got Team Aries.
Yep. All right, we got Hideo Itami and Kota Ibushi against Sanity.
Same thing here. I think Sanity's kind of built to win.
Yeah, I mean, Itami and Ibushi are an all-star team.
Yeah, they are. They are.
Ibushi's not going to be around for, I don't know how long he's going to be around. I didn't think he was going to be around after CWC.
I didn't either. So we're going with Sanity, right?
Well, I mean, also, if you look at it, though, they would face Team Aries, so you would think it would be a babyface team that would face them.
Oh, yeah, that is right. Yeah. You got to go with,
Ibushi and Itami.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, because we also have that feud going.
What's the feud?
With Aries and Itami.
Bingo. Look at you. Look at this guy. The best in the world, Trent Williams. All right, great. Yeah, great.
All right. Then we have the Authors of Pain against Noe Jose and Rich Swann.
Yeah, I think the Authors of Pain are just set up to kill, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see the weight disparity between them and the Bollywood Boys?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. All right, yeah, Authors of Pain here.
I wish they would use that powerbomb thing as their finisher instead of that clothesline thing.
Dude, everybody does.
Back to back.
Yeah, back to back and slam. That was awesome. That clothesline thing. I mean, we kind of see that with Ciampa and Gargano. That kind of meeting of the minds thing where you kick or clothesline somebody. It's been done before. That powerbomb thing is pretty cool, especially when they're 7 times bigger than their opponents. You know?
Right.
Okay.
All right, next we have the Revival against Team DIY in a summer NXT Brooklyn rematch.
Right, so if they're going up against the Authors of Pain, I don't think they will put the Authors of Pain up to smash the Revival.
Right.
Maybe this is the chance that Team DIY gets their revenge.
Yeah, it don't even make no sense, the team name.
Listen, I just turned on the CWC one day, and they were saying Team DIY. And I'm like, please have DIY mean something spectacular, something violent, something aggressive. Not do it yourself.
Yeah. I mean, they're not doing it. I guess they are doing it themselves as a team, but like they're a team. They're not one person doing it themselves,
Yeah. Listen, man, we don't get paid to create the names. We get paid to criticize, recap, and to come up with different ideas for WWE to steal.
Yeah.
So, all right, man. So I think we're in the semifinals now, round 3.
Semifinals. We have Team Aries against Hideo Itami and Kota Ibushi.
Let's see. I'm thinking we get Aries and Team Aries. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Authors of Pain and DIY.
I'm thinking the DIY people have to take DIY seriously because they overcome the Authors of Pain.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how they're going to do it, but cause I thought DIY. But there's a part of me that wonders if they're not going to have Authors of Pain win this because this is like a Dusty Rhodes memorial. And if you remember, back then, the Road Warriors were a big thing.
Oh, okay. So you're playing into the lineage here. Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do? We can have the Authors of Pain winning, but do you think it will be heel on heel or Kota and Hideo? I mean, that'll be something, man.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna have to overcome the odds. Period.
Exactly.
They're bigger than everybody else in this tournament, and from the looks of things, this could build them up to be a legitimate tag team, even though they are monsters if they win the whole thing.
Right.
So I mean, I'm with you either way.
Well, we'll just go with what we got already.
Which is
Aries and DIY in the finals.
Aries and DIY in the finals. Okay.
And I think DIY win it.
Okay, let's do this. That's our pick. Okay.
All right.
But I wouldn't be surprised with your knowledge of the wrestling world and wrestling history, given the fact that pretty much a babyface team won it last time, that a heel team wins it this time, and they play on the fact about Dusty and the Road Warriors.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be shocked if Authors of Pain run wild through this, but I think as far as a match, DIY versus Team Aries, that'll be awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that'll be a better match than having the Authors of Pain just wreck shop.
I agree. We'll see how good we do. See if we do as good as we did with the CWC.
We've killed the CWC, right?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Except for that last night when they completely changed it on us.
what's next, man?
You want to do the TNA or SmackDown?
Let's get into TNA. Yeah,
Okay.
there's big news out of TNA. Trent, did you watch Bound for Glory?
I watched some of it.
Which parts did you watch?
I watched the Hardys against the Decay.
I totally feel you on that. Was that a good match? Did the Elite win?
They did win. It was pretty interesting. I mean, like they had them where they were fighting outside out of the arena onto like the Universal Studios lot. I was hoping they would like jump on a ride and start fighting on there or something, but they never did. Like you could see in the background, I was like a Ferris wheel. I was like, oh, please let them go on the Ferris wheel and start fighting.
Oh wow, cool. Wow, so they just they broke out of the ring and just start going into the just in the parking lot and in the whole arena. Wow, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Nice.
I seen where Cody Rhodes debuted, him and Eden or Brandy Rhodes.
Did she look hot?
She did.
Nice.
Like always.
Nice.
Looks like their first feud's gonna be against Maria and Mike Bennett.
Okay. Did we see this? I heard something about an Impact Grand Champion.
Right. Aaron Rex, formerly known as Damian Sandow, won that against I'm not sure what happened because it was supposed to be him and Drew Galloway, but the match was him against Eddie Edwards.
Yeah, I saw something where Drew Galloway, I don't know if it's storyline related, but he got injured.
Yeah.
And so Eddie Edwards, since he was the second runner-up, or that was the guy that lost Drew, I don't know. He was replaced. So either way, we got a new I don't know what an Impact Grand Champion is.
Well, it's a champion with these new rules that they got.
Oh yeah, but explain the new rules, because it's almost like they're turning into a sport, which is good.
Right.
But you get points off of submissions and tap outs, or just points during the match, or
points during the match. It's 3 5-minute rounds. You get points during the match, and then the judges will award each round to one of the other, and then whoever has the most, like whoever wins the most rounds, like the best 2 out of 3 wins the match. Or if you pin them and beat them before the 3 rounds are over, you can also win. Okay,
that kind of clears it up, because I thought they were out there, quote unquote, fighting for 15 minutes.
No.
Okay, that's cool. It's just something extra, man, which I totally agree with. I just wanted to know how this whole championship division works. So that's cool. That's cool.
We also had Gail Kim going in the Hall of Fame, where they actually brought in Awesome Kong as a surprise guest.
Nice.
And it was so weird because she didn't have like her dreadlocks in. She had kind of looked like AJ Styles' hair, sort of.
That's a diss to AJ Styles, but go ahead.
Yeah, but it was weird just seeing her like outside of her Awesome Kong, look. And they also brought in one of my favorites, Taryn Terrell.
Welcome to the show. Nice.
Yeah, I miss Taryn Terrell. I was actually watching TNA for a while just to see her.
So you mean that you were watching TNA for TNA?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
And that was also that was before Taryn, but I was also for a while watching it just to watch Mickie James when she was on there.
Oh yeah. Trent is a lover of the ladies, which can't knock him for.
Yeah.
Did Lashley win every other title?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
I think he's back to just the one title now.
Oh, okay. Did they scrap the X Division, or I don't know?
Well, no, the X Division title's still around. I forgot who's got it.
Okay. Yeah, last time I checked in, Lashley had that title and the X Division title and the King of the Mountain title. I think they scrapped the King of the Mountain thing.
That's the Grand Prix or the Grand Championship took that place of that title.
Okay, cool. Awesome. All right, well, so we have the Bound for Glory pay-per-view recap, but also the biggest news of the week was TNA being sold, or in the process of being sold.
Yeah.
What happened with that, man?
So it looks like WWE's buying their tape library, and as far as the actual ownership of it, it looks like it's going to go to Billy Corgan, and he plans on changing the name and completely rebranding it. So.
Okay. I can't knock Vince for buying it or potentially buying it. Not sure where that stands as far as the WWE network. But they could always just have, they could add that to new DVDs for Christian, for Kurt Angle, for Jeff Hardy,
DJ.
Definitely for AJ. I'm pretty sure they bought it so they would definitely have a collection of Samoa Joe and AJ
and Aries.
Oh yeah, dude. If Samoa Joe and Aries ever make it to the WWE roster, look for DVDs of them to come out instantly. So the one thing I don't understand is why you would sell the tape library.
Yeah.
Here's what I wanted to make mention of earlier. WWE has essentially killed TNA, and I know people are saying, well, TNA's been dead for a long time. They don't do more than a one. They're on Pop TV, whatever that is.
Right.
The WWE has a network, and TNA is literally at the end of what people would call the wrestling week now.
Yeah.
So to sell your tape library and to start fresh, which is definitely a challenge, I ultimately think it will signal the demise of TNA.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it could. I mean, the tape library, as far as like the home video and stuff, they don't really sell DVDs in the United States that much.
Very true.
So I don't think that's really that much of a problem. But I don't know, like if you sell the tape library, does that mean like you can't use that footage for like videos? Like if they rebrand themselves and they want to introduce these stars to like a new audience or something, and like they want past footage of the star, does that mean they can't use it because WWE sold it or WWE bought it?
It's either that or you're paying to actually use it. Now you have to ask WWE, can you use it? You're paying for WWE to rent it to you or something like that. So if they're rebranding themselves, then that's great. But now you're literally starting from scratch, man. You have no tape library. Like you have nothing. Every single week you have to outshine the WWE or outshine what you did the previous week so you can add to that tape library for them to edit it and make someone look awesome, right? The problem I have with just them selling the tape library is this, man. Raw is not gonna get any better, right? We've already concluded that. But what they're doing is hitting you over the head with things that you assume are must see. So we're getting title changes, even though they say we're getting a title match, and then it turns out to be a non-title match. Everyone thought that there was a new cruiserweight champion. We're getting title changes, heavyweight, women's division, CWC, almost every other month, if not every 3 weeks. Now you have dual pay-per-views where let me get your opinion on this, Trent. Are the pay-per-views more important to Raw or SmackDown, or are they not even important anymore?
I feel they're important to SmackDown because it gives them a little bit more time, where Raw has enough. Raw has so much time and they don't even feel it wisely. Where SmackDown, they kind of have to rush a little bit. So that pay-per-view gives them a little bit more so they can do a little bit more stuff.
Very great.
As far as in-ring.
Yeah, that was exactly what I was looking for, man. Since Raw has the 3 hours, since they're the first ones after the weekend, they can afford to pretty much have their pay-per-view on Raw. Their pay-per-views don't really have to be that fantastic, and they can rely on the joint pay-per-view as well. They're always going to follow the Sunday. So now you're getting more and more pay-per-view, like, if you want to call it that, shows on Raw. Pay-per-view is normally 3 hours. Raw's 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're shutting out anybody else, given the fact that your pay-per-view is still a pay-per-view. I don't know what they call it anymore, but it's still an event that people tune into.
Right.
On Monday, you could possibly have a pay-per-view like show just because you have to keep hitting people over the head. Everyone's scrambling for attention now. You can use your mobile device to watch TV anywhere.
Yeah.
The WWE has their network, so they're trying to get people to subscribe to the network, and they're going to do that by putting on the best show possible. But unfortunately, the thing they think that does that is to have title changes. Yeah. So I wouldn't be shocked if we get 6 title changes in 1 year, 4 title changes in 1 year.
Right.
But where we're going with that is TNA is literally at the end of the week.
Yeah.
Like, you've already had Raw. You may have had a pay-per-view on Sunday. You get SmackDown on Tuesday. NXT is, it's hit or miss right now, but NXT is still one of the most influential shows for what everyone else is doing on Wednesday. And then you get TNA on Thursday, which, you're at the end of the week. You're not going to win, period. So what I'm getting to is this, man. You gave up the tape library. The X Division, for the 10 weeks that the CWC was doing its thing, and now it's on Raw, that's done.
Yeah.
All of their stars are previous WWE stars that ultimately are rejects.
Right.
Kurt Angle's gone. You have something hot with the Hardys, but everyone knows that everyone's trying to get to WWE. So I think they're dead, man. I want TNA to flourish. I don't have the knowledge of what they need to do. They can't do Lucha Underground. WWE has redone their entire presentation. They have millions of dollars to put on a spectacle, whether it's the entrance rap, whether it's padded bras, whether it's lighting to make, the women and the guys look appealing on television. TNA just doesn't have that.
Right. Yeah,
I think they're done.
Yeah, TNA, first off, if they want to do anything, they have got to get out of that impact zone. They have to. Another thing that WWE has done to cut out TNA's feet from under them is the women. For a while, TNA was where you would go to watch the women, who could actually wrestle, the Kong and Gail Kim feud. Now you have that on Raw, and maybe even a little bit better than what the WWE or TNA was doing with Charlotte and Sasha and Bayley and Becky and all the girls there.
Here's what it's going to come down to. What does TNA do better, or what can TNA do better? We've already given two examples, the X Division at one point, the Women's Division at one point. And, at a certain point in period, just the talent alone there was way better than Raw or SmackDown.
Right.
So what can you do differently, man? Any suggestions?
I have no clue.
I mean, other than getting out of the impact zone, because I don't know if you can go into a 20,000 seat arena and not give free tickets, because I thought that was ridiculous. But if Billy Corgan is going to do something, God bless him. Hope he does something spectacular. But they need a makeover, man, and we will see what happens with TNA.
Right. And another thing, in America, TNA is pretty much, an afterthought now. Where over in England, they're still very, very hot over there. They get massive crowds when they go over there. So I don't know if they could do it on a long time, but why not do shows over there for a while and get those crowds?
And see, that's the thing. It's the appearance. It's what you show on TV. If they did a tour of overseas and taped every show, I don't think it would matter, because all people would look at is the show with, fans in England screaming their tail off. The excitement, the atmosphere is lit. It's loud. People are into the match, chanting and everything, because they really appreciate it over there. Yeah. I think if you went over there for a tour and brought that back to the States with the hype that people saw, it would catapult you into something else, man. I mean, listen, we watch Raw and SmackDown, and mostly on Raw, because SmackDown is the better show. Raw goes through dull periods, right? People chant CM Punk. They chant things about the jobber. They chant Macho Man Randy Savage, right?
Yeah.
If TNA goes overseas, has 6-8 shows that are phenomenal, the crowd's into it and everything like that, and they put that on television, when they come back to the States to have a show, if people are watching, man, they're picking up on the raucous crowds. They're chanting the same things. It just goes viral and people hear about it. Your talent is what it is. I mean, period. You're not going to get any better or worse. You got to rely on your following, and your following could definitely help you.
Yeah, and as far as the talent goes, I know there was something I was listening to. They was talking about if WWE bought TNA altogether, what talent would WWE want from TNA? And really, there's not many from there that they would really want back or want at all. They might bring the Hardys back, maybe Lashley, maybe EC3. Other than that, I don't know who they'd really want.
Do you think they start raping and pillaging the talent roster, or do you think they'll just take the tape and let them build from scratch?
Well, obviously they're going to take anybody that wants to come over there, because, they already took, Joe and Aries and Rude and all that. So obviously they'll take them if they want to come.
WWE took your tape library, which you may have. I don't know how you survived on that tape library. Maybe you were still doing it. I don't know. But in the future, you can't do anything with it because it's not yours.
Right.
So outside of additional profit, the WWE is sitting back like a bank waiting to claim the house, waiting to claim the property.
Yeah.
As soon as you can't make those payments, the WWE might just buy you out just because.
Yep.
So, like I said, good luck to TNA. Billy Corgan, I hope you have a great strategy because you're definitely going to need it, my friend.
Yeah, and another thing, they need to find a way to market themselves bigger. Like, I feel like everybody, like for a while, TNA was the talk of everything, and now the people that have left are not going to come back to TNA. And, only the hardcores of the hardcores are going to actually give it another chance. Like the last couple of weeks, for probably the last month or so, they've actually put out some really good TV. I've actually started watching again somewhat. But, you're never going to get that audience back that you lost.
And the impact of that is, man, if you look at NXT, for instance, you have hardcore NXT fans.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason that you have hardcore NXT fans is because they're rooting for these guys to get put on the main roster.
Yeah.
You can't have hardcore TNA fans without some kind of reason to be hardcore about them.
Exactly.
I mean, you don't want them to leave TNA because if they leave TNA, they're going to go to the main, I guess you could call it the main roster, which is WWE. So you have to give some reason for them to be manic about them. If they get out of the impact zone and take it, across the country, that could definitely help. So people are just fiending to see these guys. But you got to do something to build that frenetic energy.
Right. They need to do more stuff about like the Hardys were doing, because that's gotten them the most recognition in the last couple of years that they've had. That whole Hardy, the leader decay, final deletion stuff.
Yeah, man. Something like that could take you cross country. It all depends on the audience, man. If you get out of that impact zone and you're in a different arena, say the ECW arena, something like that, where you get the fans involved, you get them excited. That's the only thing people are going to see on TV, man. I mean, they're going to see power bombs and flips all day long. But if you see the crowd going nuts, it definitely works, man. Trent, I don't know about you, but I've heard songs on the radio that I completely hated.
Yeah.
And then I got beside a pretty girl, or I was at a club, or I was at a bar, and the song came on and everyone went crazy. And I'm like, okay. I get it now. So that's what has to happen with TNA, man. People have to be put on to TNA.
Yeah. Or a lot of those songs you hear, but you never really think about until you're in a situation, and then the lyrics, you relate so much to the lyrics.
Exactly, man. Something has to happen with TNA for it to click in people's head that, okay, yeah, this is the move. This is where we're going to now.
Yep.
Good luck to TNA though, man. I would love to see TNA grow into something big. Everything goes in circles. So I would love to see TNA rebound and just do something miraculous. Create the next AJ Styles, create the next Samoa Joe, do all that.
Yep.
Okay. Now that we've talked about TNA, let's head over to the Blue Bread, man. For some reason, this is the highlight of the show every week.
Yeah.
We love the Blue Bread. It's the better show. It's the show that tells storytelling, and it's the show that provides GPS directions.
Yeah.
Trent, listen, we got the No Mercy pay-per-view. Didn't it come around super quick?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's like now we're like, one show we do is going to be a review, and the next show we do is going to be a preview.
Yeah.
We like that pretty much every week.
Pretty much. Okay, man. So, listen, let's run down the No Mercy card, including pre-shows. I'm pretty sure there might be a pre-show.
Yeah.
And let's provide our predictions.
All right. So on the kickoff, we have Baron Corbin versus Jack Swagger.
I think doggone it. It's the pre-show, isn't it?
Yeah, I did like the finish, though, this past week with them.
Yeah, definitely. I thought they had a pretty good match, man. I mean, I see this probably carrying over. So I don't think it'll hurt either one of them. But who won on Tuesday night again?
Swagger.
Okay, so yeah, I got Corbin picking up the win on Sunday.
Yeah, I'll give it to Corbin.
Any other? No, that was the only match?
Yeah, only pre-show match.
All right,
Well, it could. This next match could be on the pre-show. We have the debut of Kurt Hawkins.
Trent, correct me if I'm wrong, man, but how long have we waited for this debut?
At least 2 months, maybe.
Yeah, I think people are gonna be in for a rude awakening when they see Kurt Hawkins. Moveset or not, I guess he would be considered a cruiserweight.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't all that special when he was there to begin with in his first run.
Yeah, he was an edgehead, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I wouldn't expect him to be any more spectacular than who was Woo Woo Woo? Zack Ryder.
Yeah.
So,
He'll be somebody. He'll be relevant for maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and then he'll be pretty much a jobber.
yeah, we're not knocking you, man, but they had promos for Dan Matha, and he got stomped out by some Mojo. So not really fazed by your "that's just the facts" promos.
Yeah, I wish this was still the Shelton Benjamin debut that we were promised before he got hurt.
Yeah, that did suck, and I'm pretty sure that derailed a couple of other debuts too. So
right, and he's supposed to be coming back whenever he gets healed from his injury.
Yeah, we'll see, and you never know, man. His debut for Kurt Hawkins could be a debut for someone else just to destroy him. You never know,
Is there any jobbers or jobber to the stars that they have on SmackDown that he could win against?
Listen, they might come up. They might bring the Milkman back. They might. You never know what they might do. All I'm saying is, I don't think there's any way that Kurt Hawkins' debut could be special. No. I'm thinking the only way it could be special is if MVP came out and beat the crap out of him.
Or Luke Harper.
Yeah, or Luke Harper. Somebody that would be spectacular to watch. So
yeah, we got our Emma preview for her coming back, but we ain't got our Luke Harper video teasing his return yet.
Nah, maybe he comes back in the Bray and Randy match.
Yeah. All right, next match we have Nikki Bella versus Carmella.
Carmella. Okay. So Carmella's beat her 2 times? Feels like 17 times.
Yeah.
I got tops and bottoms, man.
Yep, me too, because her new show is out now. So
this guy does his research. Is it on yet?
It's on. It come on last night.
Is it good?
I didn't get to watch all of it. I watched some of it. It was on the same time as Survivor was, so I couldn't watch that.
Is People Power on the show?
He is on the show, but he wasn't featured on the show from what I seen last night. But he.
Okay. Well, watch out for him tapping Bree and Nikki's mom on the tushy.
Yep. And last night's episode consisted of John Cena getting bit by Bree and Daniel Bryan's dog.
Wow.
And he was pissed about it.
That was the show?
That was part of it. That's the part I seen.
Okay. Continue to keep us, up to date on Total Bellas.
Will do.
Nicely
I
done.
might have to find it online so I can actually watch whole episodes because I keep watching it when it's on and I don't have a DVR.
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure you can find it on the E channel. Maybe they might even have it on Watch Wrestling. Shout out to Watch Wrestling, man. I was a big Desi Rules fan, but now I'm a Watch Wrestling fan. So, yeah. Yep. Very good stuff.
All right, the next match is Heath Slater and Rhino versus the Usos for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship.
Considering that Rhino is running for office, I think that Heath Slater, baby, and Rhino pick up the win here. Wouldn't be shocked if the Usos win it. The Usos just look badass, but I think the champs retain. I'm
going with Usos because if you'll notice the last couple of weeks, Slater and Rhino have kind of been downplayed a little bit more than what they were. It feels like they're just in the background, for the Usos and American Alpha. That's the feud where they're just in the background.
Correct. I can't knock you for that. So you're taking the Usos. I'm taking Beauty and the Man Beast.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Next match, Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt.
Okay, so this is my favorite GPS segment of the show. I did like when Randy locked him in the container.
Yeah.
And then we get previews or, some foreshadowing for Sister Abigail.
Yeah. I thought this was very well done. Way better than it was last week.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if Sister Abigail is a metaphor for PCP, but Bray Wyatt broke out of there Luke Cage style. So, and if you're not watching Luke Cage, you're missing it. But, yeah, man, this Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton feud, we've got more backstage segments than actual fighting, but it should be a match, man. It should be a pretty good match to see who comes out on top and where they kind of go from here, you know?
Yeah. This past week when Bray come out and he actually had a match, I was like, all right, he's finally going to wrestle. He's not just going to talk. And then I see we get our 10,000 Kane versus Bray Wyatt match.
Yeah, and did Bray punch him? Or yeah, because Kane was bleeding out of the mouth pretty bad. But
yeah. I did see him bleeding, but I didn't pay attention to how it happened.
Yeah, so we will get Bray in another match, and then we probably won't have him wrestle for a couple of weeks. I'm hoping Luke Harper interferes here.
Yeah.
All right.
I think either Luke Harper interferes here or he's the more competition for Braun Strowman.
Okay. All right. But who do we have winning?
I'm gonna go with Orton.
Okay. It wouldn't be a shock if
Bray wins it. Bray loses every other match, so why not this one too?
I think Randy wins by disqualification. Either way, I got Randy winning it, and yes, Bray does. Wow. Listen, we have more fans or listeners of the Wrestling Fans Podcast than Bray's wins for this year.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Next match, the Battle of My Girls: Becky Lynch versus Alexa Bliss for the SmackDown Women's Championship.
This is the heart attack match for you, right?
It is.
We got Harley Quinn, aka the pint-sized pit bull, aka what, Trent?
5 Feet of Fury.
Nice. Against Becky Balboa, the last kicker, Becky with the good hair. So this is going to be probably one of the best matches of the night, just for the intrigue. I like the splash off the top from Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
Listen, it's intriguing, man. It is intriguing to see if Becky can hold on to the title. Either way, I think we get a good match.
I'm going with Becky on this because I think this Tuesday coming, we get the return of All Red Everything.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't be shocked to see Becky pick up the win here. Like I said, I think we're going to have a good match. Alexa has just been putting work in on SmackDown, hyping this thing up.
Yeah. And
looking like a diva. So, yeah, man, I'm going with Becky with the good hair, too.
Yeah, and we must make it known that her boyfriend's ex-tag team partner, Vanilla #1, is having a child with Tough Enough winner Sarah Lee, who's no longer with WWE anymore.
Yeah, you're screwing up the lives of individuals because you suck.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. So.
Screw you, Vanilla #1 and #2.
Yeah.
And also a big congratulations to Brie Bella and Daniel Bryan for they're going to have a baby.
Okay, yeah. Congratulations. I don't think they'll have goat face babies.
No.
But yeah, man, congratulations to Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella. That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
At least he stepped up and committed to his Bella, where John Cena won't do the same for his.
I think she's a trophy, man. I really just think she's a trophy.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't be.
John Cena, he just not come off well on these reality shows, on this Total Bellas or Total Divas.
How does he come off?
He just comes off as like so serious and like everything's so, he can't have no fun or laugh about anything. I mean, he just comes off as like almost like a robot, sort of.
Maybe that's how he is, man.
Yeah, it could be.
I mean, maybe that's.
I mean, quite frankly, he comes off as a gigantic prick on there.
Maybe that's who he is. Yeah, maybe that's who he is. Maybe that's the character.
Yeah.
Maybe he needs to be the yin and the yang to Brie and Brian's relationship. I'm pretty sure they're out in the yard with no shoes on, eating organic and vegan.
Yep. I mean, even Nikki is more outgoing and, likes to laugh and crack jokes more than he does.
Yeah, I mean, you basically got the suits versus the hemp fabric. So, I think that may be just the character. Or maybe he's just a giant prick, like you said.
Yep.
John Cena, the giant prick.
All right, next match. The Miz versus Dolph Ziggler for the Intercontinental Championship versus career match.
Listen, man, we've been saying this for a while. What the heck are they going to do with Dolph? I've heard he wants to do so many other things.
Mm-hmm.
And if you read the comments, if you saw his promo, this may be his way of just getting it all out in the open. I mean, if he loses his match, we can look back on this and see that he was just getting it all out before he was out.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that the Miz wins. And I think they're trying to build Miz up the best way that they can, but I also think Dolph is pretty much doing this guy a solid. So he'll have something to add to his resume.
And they are real good friends in real life too.
Yeah, like they're both from Cleveland, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean they've practically been, synced up together for at least 2 years, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so they should be good friends. I mean, this is very good booking, man. We got some pretty good promos. We got some nice matches, and we'll see the finale coming up soon. So who you got, man?
I don't know. I'm trying to decide because I love the Miz's reign as the Intercontinental Champion. I'm going with Ziggler because I think Miz might go up to the world title picture.
Okay, so we got So you have the Usos taking the titles.
Yeah.
You got Dolph taking the IC title.
Yeah.
Okay. I got Miz. I got I may have to change that then. So
and Becky retaining her title.
Yeah, we got Becky. Yeah, I don't think the women's title. So I got everybody retaining. Okay, we're gonna pause right here. I got Miz. You got Ziggler. The next match is the title match, right?
Right.
Okay, who you got there?
Styles.
Okay, so I got Styles too. So I don't see any title changing hands. I do see some awesome matches. I think if we're just looking at this from a show perspective, if Miz retains, you get the whole Dolph Ziggler bye-bye and him crying in the ring, you get that spot. We're going to have an awesome title match. I'm not really worried about that. Probably going to have a pretty good women's title match. It may steal the show. You never know. May steal the show.
The women's
yeah, may steal the show.
I don't think she'll still show. I love Alexa, but I don't think she's quite there at show stealing yet.
I'm not saying that it'll just be them two. Maybe we see all red everything. Maybe we get the King of Hearts. Maybe we get Feel the Glow. Maybe we get all of that inside the match, man, to make it more of a spectacle. But I think Miz wins. Wow. Yeah, I think Miz wins and Dolph cries in the middle of the ring.
Okay. But
you got Dolph winning and that being, oh, wow, this is going to be interesting, man, because we can go several different ways on Tuesday. New tag champs, new IC champ. Maybe Dolph elevates to main event status with AJ, John, and Dean. That's interesting, man.
Elevates.
Well, think about it, though, man. If Dolph wins, why wouldn't he elevate to heavyweight status? If
be the IC champion, that's the mid card title,
right? But still, you would still be a champion. Why not root for the stars or shoot for the stars? Didn't AJ smack Dolph, or didn't Dolph smack AJ when AJ beat John Cena?
Yeah.
I mean, you can have a boatload of things happen. I think the Miz is still going to be hot regardless, but we will see, man. This is very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah. And we have to talk about with this Miz Ziggler thing. We have to talk about the segment they had this past week with the Spirit Squad.
Regardless of the Spirit Squad, that whole video montage, of them showing you all of the crap, literally crap, that Dolph went through.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it obviously exposed the fact he was on steroids earlier.
I like the fact they even had the quick flashes when he changed his hair to black.
Yeah, that was a very good montage, man. I mean, I don't think anybody would have bought that documentary that they were faking, but it was pretty good, man. And it cycles the fact that, he's been dumped on. The Spirit Squad.
Yeah, the entire time he's been there too. He's never really had a,
Nah, man. Like everybody said that. Okay, what are they gonna do with Dolph? Maybe he's the next guy up. Will he ever be main event status?
He was supposed to be like the new Shawn Michaels.
Right, but I'm telling you, man, wasn't there a period where he was concussion prone and all this other stuff?
Yeah.
Before he got that label, I think he was on steroids heavily. When he came back, he was a lot smaller.
Right.
And I think that right there just signaled the end, man. I mean, he came back leaner, which is probably better for himself and his health, but he wasn't jacked up anymore, and maybe that sunk him down to where he is now.
Yeah, I think his highest career point in WWE was probably late 2012, early 2013 when he was with AJ.
Yeah, him, AJ, and then later Biggie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that. Yeah, dude, those were. Yeah, he was a prominent heel. Yeah, he was basically like a jacked up Shawn Michaels, and he had a super kick and everything. But yeah, man, this might be the last days for Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
Or it could be a brand new start.
Yeah, it could be.
Definitely. Like either way, somebody's getting elevated. Miz could go to main event status, or Dolph could finally have something stamped that he did it.
Yep.
Wow. So I am pumped for the pay-per-view on a Sunday, too.
I am too.
This is gonna be a pretty good show, man. I forget what the Sunday football game is. Lately they've been trash. So I will be checking in. I won't watch the pre-show.
Yeah.
So you'll have to tell me how that turns out. But yeah, man, this is gonna be a pretty good show on Sunday.
Yeah, I look forward to these SmackDown shows more than I do the Raw ones.
Yeah, definitely. I was a little bit intrigued about the Cruiserweight title.
Right.
But yeah, it's back to watching SmackDown and just listen, man, I check out SmackDown and I just hear about the craziness that happened on Raw. And I look at it in hindsight like, yeah, no one was watching, so they had to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, man. Are we done?
I think we are.
Wow, we did a lot in relatively short fashion. Give us some Big Brother news, man.
Oh, I am absolutely loving this season. I probably watched this season like the live feeds more than I have any other season. It's completely different. The whole format's different. They got a girl in there. They got probably three people in there that I'm pretty big fans of. They got this girl named Shelby, gorgeous girl, hilarious. She's like one of the sarcastic sort of sense of humor. They got Jason. He's from I think New York or Boston or something, and he's hilarious. Then they got this guy Justin. He's from New Orleans and he's a black guy. And the stuff he talks about, like the stories he said that he's been through, whether they're true or not, are stuff that like you would eat popcorn and just listen to him all day if he was around you. I mean, some of the craziest stuff.
Is it how he's saying it or
Both.
the stories? Oh,
Both.
Wow. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
So they had the first eviction last night. This guy from Georgia, his nickname was Cornbread. He was
Whoa, Cornbread's gone already?
Yeah, Cornbread is gone.
Oh gosh.
That cornbread was burnt, dried up. And needless to say, he didn't see it coming, and as he walked out the door, he gave a big fuck y'all.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
They didn't catch it, I don't think, because he didn't say it that loud, but you could hear it on the live feed.
Nicely done. Oh man. Okay, do you have a projected winner? All right, is there anyone that the listeners of the Wrestling Fans Podcast need to root for? Who does TWF need to ride with?
Well, as far as who I think will win, a girl, her name's Alex. She's one of the sisters. I think she has a good chance of winning. As far as who I want to win, any of those three I just mentioned, Shelby, Justin, or Jason.
Shelby, Justin, Jason. Okay. All right. Shelby, Justin, Jason. SJJ. All right. Listen, man. Trent predicted the Big Brother winner from the previous season, that being Nicole, the registered nurse, who was very cute. And
ER nurse. She's an ER nurse, I think.
Oh, she's an ER. Nice. Okay. Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Listen, and she's a $500,000 richer nurse, right?
Exactly.
Okay, that's all that matters. Okay, man. But yeah, SJJ or Alex, right?
Yep. And Alex is actually the one in power this week, so she gets to make all the decisions. And also, this season, there's a lot more with America involved. Like, we get to vote for a lot of stuff. Like, we get to vote for who's nominated. We get a vote for who gets to be evicted. They have a thing that's called have-nots, where if you're a have-not, you have to sleep in like a room with like a crappy bed where like it's uncomfortable, and you also have to eat the stuff they call it slop, which is this really nasty stuff, and you also have to take cold showers.
Wow. And all of this, it has to be voted on because the entire show is online.
Right.
Wow, it's online only. So yeah, that's awesome, man. Trent, definitely keep us in tune to the developments going on in the Big Brother house. This is awesome, man.
Yeah, will do.
Okay, man. Outside of that, wow, we did the predictions. We talked about TNA being sold. We still hate Raw. SmackDown's the better brand with the hotter chicks.
Yep.
Trent has more hair than Sasha Banks. Okay, man. Listen, guys, if you want to give us any kind of feedback, tell us how funny we are. But also for the ladies. Yes, I'm talking to you, ladies. This is my sexy voice.
You Barry White voice.
Yeah. Hit up Trent. You can hit up the show at our official Twitter page, which is
at TWF_podcast.
But ladies, hit up Trent with some sexy tweets. Slide into his DM. You can reach him on Twitter at
MTW3589.
Always hit me up at BangEmSouth. That's BangEmSouth, not Banjum. Also, make sure that you check out our Facebook page, facebook.com/TWFpodcast. And you can email the show. Trent, our email address is
TWFpodcast@gmail.com.
And don't forget to like, heart, subscribe, react, laugh, wow. So many things you can do on Facebook in response to a post. Yeah, it's crazy. And make sure that you not only subscribe to our Facebook page, but also hit us up and check out the videos on YouTube. All of the shows are on YouTube at The Wrestling Fans Podcast, which is our YouTube channel. So make sure that you like, heart, subscribe, and check out the show. Give us some feedback. Let us know how you feel about the show. And with that said, Trent, I think we got everything covered, my friend.
Yep.
Anything else you want to add?
No, that's good.
All right, man, let's get out of here. But guys, thank you for joining the show. We have an awesome weekend ahead of us. We have the Blue Brands pay-per-view this Sunday. It's going to be an awesome pay-per-view. Make sure you check it out. And we will catch you guys next week with another awesome show.